welcome to the show. This right here is Humble Beginnings, where we simply live it through. And y'all know, man, I say it all the time. When I say we simply through, no matter what adversity or diversity we go through, all we can do is walk the path accordingly. I say this all the time simply because a lot of people just don't know how to adapt. So I always make it important because I feel like adaptation is the number one thing that we need to get through life. That's why I make that statement every time I start my show. What's going on, ladies? How y'all feeling?
Good. Tired.
Okay. We got a couple more that supposed to be jumping in. They're gonna probably be fashionably late. We get to them when I see them when they pop up on the other end. But we're gonna get this thing started. So a couple weeks ago, I did a show called Men Aren't Mennin. And when I did the show, I did it with a group of fellas, a couple of my guys, and I wanted to give the perspective and let the guys talk about, from a man's point of view of why we didn't think that men were being men today. So, it was a pretty good conversation, pretty good build. But I said I wanted to redo this because I think that a lot of guys need to hear from a woman's perspective the same exact content. So I said I wanted to redo a show, but I wanted to allow females to answer some of the same questions and, get their perspective on it. So this is another Men Aren't Menning show, but female perspective, if y'all peep the thumbnail on the YouTube side. The thumbnail got a lady screaming at a guy saying you need to be a man. But
how you know that's what she's saying?
Because I put the narrative at the bottom, and whatever I put the narrative at the bottom is what she's saying because I put it there. That why. So you see the lady screaming and you see the guy like this, and I put the narration. I say, when you gonna become a man? So that's what she's saying. Caprice. I mean, when it comes to narration, whoever talking control the story. So she said what I wanted her to say. Anyway, got you. Look at you. See, she coming now. I tell you, my girl. It's probably because she African.
Great face.
What that mean? Wait, what that mean?
That means she real close to real niggas. And
So that
niggas like being late. CP time.
no.
Why I say that. All right. First question up. And y'all know whenever I do certain stuff, I always ask the question directly of what is this? And the reason why I ask the question of what is the particular subject is because a lot of times it cuts down on a lot of arguing and understanding, because sometimes when people answer questions, they got their own definitions of things. And this is one of those words that people have their own various definitions of. So I always ask this question so that when I'm hearing people, or for the other people that when you're listening, if you know how a person defines something, then it makes sense why when they answer other questions, why they're viewing the things the way that they do. Like if a person is really religious and you hear them start giving certain context, you'll be like, oh, okay, everything they're saying, they're probably taking it from the Bible. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it wouldn't make sense to argue with them when you'd be like, Nick, why are you arguing with them when they're clearly bringing all the information from the Bible? You get what I'm saying? So first question is, what is a man? And this is from y'all point of view. Like, what is a man? What does that look like to y'all? What is the representation? What is the image? What is a man from a female's perspective? Excuse me. Since Kayla's a first timer, I'm gonna let Caprice go first. Caprice, let's go. What is a man?
An adult male.
Come on, man. What do you look like?
I mean, that is hard to answer. What is a man? I guess just a man that has integrity, values, and that's all I could think about right now. That's hard to answer. What is a man?
So if you had to approach this and you were trying to have a man in your life, or you would say, yo, this is my man, what are the things he should have reflection? What should he look like? If
Okay,
well, man, what should he look like?
Well, if we talk about my man, then all right, integrity, values, discipline, leadership. That's the top for me, right there. Everything else is just like little minute things, but and he got to be able to cook.
You got to be able to cook.
Yes.
What the hell? Okay.
I feel that.
No, you know what? That sounds like a reason for you to be lazy.
No, we could take turns.
I'm just
You
saying.
know how it feel when a woman bring you your plate?
Mm-hmm.
When a man bring me my plate, that he been slaving over the stove all day. Yes.
See, you know what people that have a problem with that is because you use the terms like slaving over the stove and stuff like that. Now you know that's gonna make people be like, "What the hell?"
But it's a phrase that people use for people being over a hot stove all day.
I got it, man. Listen, all right, we good. Kayla, what is a man? What is that representation? What does that look like in your optician?
Okay, so I had to expound on this. I had to write it before I actually say it. So I'm going to read what I said and then any
Just
questions.
let it be the truth. Just
Yes,
don't write a lie.
Okay. So what is a man? A man is a male that has developed beyond boyhood and is ready to face the world and all of its challenges from a position of taking full responsibility for themselves and their actions. No expecting anyone to provide for them, and more importantly, being able to provide for others like a girlfriend, kids, or wife. He is kind, respectful, confident, and God-fearing. That's my definition.
Yes, I like that.
That's pretty spot on. I don't really see nobody going against that. You gonna add something else to that? Or you just gonna go off what you read?
Yeah, I just feel like a man, like Capri said the three things. It's kind of like when you say like respect and discipline and things like that, everything else falls under that. So it's like, if your man, like if you don't respect me, like I don't, how do I say this? Like men are supposed to carry themselves in a specific way, kind of like a woman is. You know how they say it's a man's world? It really is a man's world. So like for us to have the ideal traits of what a woman should do, a man should as well. So I just believe a man should provide. He should always be a gentleman. Like, for example, some women don't want the man to open the door, but other women like myself, like I want you to open the door. And to me, that shows me you respect me. And that the biggest thing to me is respect. Because if you respect me, you're going to love me. You're going to be honest. You're going to be kind. You're just going to do everything that falls in line. And no, everyone isn't perfect, but as a man, you should try to be the best that you can be every day. So, and on top of that, it also depends on like what the relation is. Like, is this man my dad? Is this man my husband? Is this man my, my brother? You expect something different from each of them. But if he's a man, whether or not he had a father figure, he's going to always just carry himself like a man should. Because
so you said a couple
people
things.
Don't say like, oh, a man is someone who's a little bia, or a man who doesn't do this. Like, people don't typically associate that word with man. You're going to be called something else other than a man, if that makes sense.
So you said a couple things that spoke to chivalry. What do y'all say when y'all hear people say chivalry is dead? Like how you say about like the opening the door, pulling out the chair when you go to sit down at a restaurant. What do y'all say about that? Open up the car door. Not letting, like if you're walking on the street, not letting the woman walk on the side where the traffic coming. And then you got like that extreme one that I just disagree with when people be like, if it's raining outside and it's a puddle, and he laying his jacket down on the puddle. I'm like, I mean, but when you watch like old movies and stuff like that, you get people, they give that idea like he don't want her to get wet, so he'll come out his jacket and throw his jacket over the puddle for her to step on. That's kind of extreme now, because once your jacket wet, like what we gonna do with this jacket?
I feel like it's died. Like back then, it used to be a thing to like be a gentleman and do those kind of things. It's not like that anymore at all, because it's died down. I feel like if it continued and people always did it, then we would still be doing it. But on top of that, it goes down that avenue of, a lot of women don't necessarily deserve those type of things. So it's like a juggle.
Okay. The genius is in the building. What's up, Izzy?
Hi, everybody. What happened?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Look, I heard Capri say, I said she was about to add something before I went to you.
Am I lagging?
No, I hear you.
Oh, because it's storming over here, and when it's storming in Lexington, the power go out.
I got
But
you.
what I was about to say? What was the question again?
We're talking about chivalry.
Chivalry.
Yeah.
I think it's that with younger men, probably like 18 to 30-ish, maybe 35. I think older men still carry that mentality of opening doors and doing all that. So I don't think it's completely dead. I just think it's a spotlight on the people that is dead towards.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Basically saying that it's kind of like it has to be like a learned behavior, I guess, almost like
Yeah.
older people who grew up with people doing it and it's being demonstrated. Probably their kids will probably still carry it, but if it's like the younger as we've drifted far away from it, you don't really see it as much.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Izzy, we was on the first question, and then I had like a pop-up question. So I asked the question, what is a man? Basically, you giving, your breakdown of what that looks like to you. Like, what is this man? Like, what is his representation? What does this look like to you? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the question. What is a man?
I just feel like this, to me, I feel like a man overall is someone who knows how to be a friend, someone who knows how to tap into their instinctive roles, someone who's just nice and can really discern right from wrong rather than those weird peer follow the group mentality type of thing. So essentially like a leader. Just someone who's just overall like a well-rounded person to be around, you know what I mean? Someone that's not always so serious, who knows when to be funny, knows when to, be serious, knows when to, just get the job done in general. These traits you can say they're neutral, for both male and female, but I feel like it really needs to be something more so of men, just because, they are looked at as leaders in society. So I feel like it's just more important for them to be that, you know what I mean? But that would be like an ideal man. Who men are is different than what an ideal man would be, but yeah.
So I got a question a little later on. I'm gonna come back to about the whole leadership thing. It was one of the questions that I asked the fellas on, but I'm gonna come back to that a little later though. My next question, which rightfully follows this one, is where do you guys think that the men of the day are learning how to be men? Like where are they learning their whatever methods they got? Like where are men today learning how to be men from?
So I'm just gonna volunteer because I kind of already have mine already. So I said from where are men learning to be men from today? I said from boys, which is why there are shrinking a number of men. Society has placed less and less value on maturity and self-sufficiency. So many grown males act like little boys.
I know one thing. My little sister came prepared. That nigga took the questions and she wrote down response. Oh, nigga,
she volunteered as tribute. She volunteered as tribute.
It's such a serious topic.
She said these men are not men, and she taking this topic serious.
Yes.
Serious.
Now, when me and her had the conversation before, she said, when I had told her, she was like, it's funny that, you're doing this show. She was like, I just had to get on the guy about this shit before. So it's kind of funny that she said that. But that's a good thing, though, because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, when you put a pen in the pad, you articulate it differently. I like that, though. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You finished with that, Kayla? You gonna pass that? What you got?
Yeah, I can pass.
All right. Izzy, what you think, man? Where are men learning to be men today?
I feel like men are just learning primarily from media of all sorts, social, music wise, sharing sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I think the media is kind of teaching people who don't have or men who don't have strong figures in their life, they kind of like, you know, teach them like this is how to be a man, and this is like, or not even like say this is how you be a man. It's just like teaching them like, you know, based on how they act, which is, you know, which is played up in general for media. So it's not even, it's like a false sense of manhood. So, but I really do think that's where they're learning it from, basically from like mainly media.
Okay. So you saying they learn from everything except people. I got you. Caprice, what you think? My bad. She don't like
Aren't the people on media?
Like who else is what's running media?
I was saying it because it's like saying like how one time people used to always say that people were learning from television, right? But the problem is when you get media, a lot of times most people are acting. You're not getting it from real people. That's what I mean when I say learning it from everything except a person, because a lot of times even y'all, like I don't do social media, but y'all do social media, but y'all even know that when it comes to people Instagrams and Facebook and stuff like that, you're getting a lot of facades. You're not getting people being genuinely themselves. So if an actor, whether it's a movie, a TV show, or whatever may have you, if they're pretty much giving you an act, I wouldn't consider saying that they're learning that from a person, because they're really learning from entertainment.
Well, I had like a little quote unquote saying that, like, you know, if they don't really have like a strong figure in their life, you know, they kind of lean on towards media. You know, you can't say that they don't have like some sort of impact. Like to completely raise them is like, you know, unrealistic. I'm sure it's like a cocktail of the sort, but you know, it definitely has like a role for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Caprice, what you think? Where are these men learning how to be men from today? In your optician.
All these podcasts and stuff, all these self-proclaimed dating coaches and red pill people, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So yeah, social media right now. Social media. That's where they learning it from.
It's funny how you brought that up when you brought about the proclaiming the coaches and stuff like that, because that goes into my next.
Yeah, because everybody now is a relationship coach, male coach. Who gave you these credentials? Like, yeah.
Everybody is self-proclaimed. So that goes to my next question. So one of the questions I asked the fellas: do we need more mentorship out here?
Yes.
We need more mentorship?
Yes, and it need to be like from men that's probably like 40 and up.
I don't think there's an age limit because we all.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying like it should. I mean, some men are mature at like 30, 35, but I think like as far as like how men used to carry themselves with the chivalry and everything that women want, it's more closer to them upper ages. And typically those men are the men that's more open to mentor younger men. Well, I don't know about today because, you know, it's this beef with the young ones and the older ones right now. The older ones don't want to change. The younger ones don't want to learn. So it just depends. But they just got to be willing to help.
What you think, Kayla?
So I said 100%. There's a generation of young people, male and female, that are destined for failure because they don't value work to make oneself better, and work to earn an honest day's pay. So it goes back to like the age thing. I feel like anybody can be mentored by anyone. Like I'm young, like I'm 26, but I feel like I can mentor somebody. You get what I mean? I've been through a lot. So it's like, it all depends on what exactly we're focusing on men, but
yeah, because that's a different thing between men and women.
Exactly. So as a man, that's the thing. Anybody can mentor someone, but if that mentor is effed up in the head, like you're gonna lead someone down a path of self-destruction. So it's like it's yes, 100%, but only if it's by the right person. But it's like you won't know until you're in it.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of men is getting mentored by the red pill.
Okay.
Ain't that right, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, a lot of these cats, man, that YouTube space killing a lot of these cats, man. Like I'm talking about when these guys be talking, they spitting out the same words verbatim. Like, yo, they said you're talking like how they were talking literally on the show, like verbatim. Like it's kind of scary too, because it makes you look at people like, nigga, you ain't got your own thoughts. Like you talking exactly like them. So yeah, a lot of these cats is learning, but you know, I always have my own opinion too, because I always said I think that stuff like that it's kind of tricky. I think it kind of hurts a lot of people too. And when you, especially like generalization conversations a lot, I don't think they really do as much benefits as people be giving them credit to either. So, Is it? What you think, man? Do we need more mentorships out here?
Hell yeah, for sure. I think that, like, you know, the whole, like, and honestly, I feel like, you know, sometimes you really didn't know that you need something until you have it, honestly. Sometimes, you know, sometimes a lot of the time, you know, it happens where, like, I guess even in your own family, I feel like sometimes you just feel like maybe your parental figures aren't the type of people to, like, you know, really mentor you in the way that you need to. So even having like a community like of mentorship is really important for both genders, not even just the males. But again, like, you know, if you really want to like step up to that role of leadership, you're definitely going to need to have someone teach you how to be a leader, or at least be able to like guide you to tap into your sense of leadership. But yeah, mentorship on both sides is the way to go.
You know what I think is interesting about this question? Because if I remember correctly, I might misquote it now because I ain't gonna lie. I kept saying I need to sit back and rewatch it, but that most of the guys when we had the first show, hey bro, come on, son. I'm live, son. Go on now. Come on now. You see me working? What you doing? Okay, well, he doing work too. Okay, I appreciate it. Get this work done. But it was funny because most of the guys, we actually responded differently. Like we were on the side that we don't need it. We didn't need more mentorships. We just channeled it that we didn't need more people talking to people. We just needed more people actually actually living and being exactly what they said they were doing. So we was like, no, we don't need you to be in front of people just talking. We just need you to be. So if you say a man needs to have a certain level of maturity, we just need men to be mature. We just need, if you're talking about men respecting women, no, we just need you to be the guy respecting women. I don't need you to talk to a boy about respecting a woman. I need you to be the man respecting a woman. I need you to be these things. So that's kind of funny because all y'all said we do, but most of the
wouldn't that be generalizing all men? What if some men need mentorship that comes with talking to a man?
No. It wasn't general. I was just saying that I think it was interesting that on the woman side, the women said that we did it, but when I did the man show, most men were saying we didn't need more mentorships. We just needed guys to actually do it. So it wasn't generalized. I was just saying it's kind of unique how one side says that we do need it and the other side was saying we didn't need it. That's all I was saying.
So everybody on the podcast said they were a man.
I didn't say they said that.
I'm asking, do they consider themselves as men?
Yeah, like that's a real question because you're saying what you think is needed, yes. But you probably, like, not you, Kevin, but like men play a huge role in that. Like you're saying it, but there's also a lot of men that aren't doing what you want to be done.
No. I agree. I get it. That's all I was saying was that from the perspective side, that's why I was pointing it out. That is interesting that from the like when I did the show with the men, from the men's point of view, we were pretty much on the side of men. We didn't need more mentorship. We just need more live action based. But the women were saying, y'all are saying that we need more. I was just saying that it was interesting how all of y'all said one and then everybody else said the other. I was like, that's an interesting comparison.
You was included in that. You said that they don't need no mentors.
Yeah, because I said it's like what I had just said. I was like, I don't think we need more mentorship. I think we just need more people being real life examples. Because my opinion, y'all got me doing too much talking. I said I wasn't gonna do too much talking because I wanted to hear from y'all. But I said that one of the biggest problems I see is people talk too much. It's too much politicking. If you actually are what it is that you speak about, people don't have to talk so much. Just be it. I don't think we need more people talking. We don't need more preachers. We need more live action people. Like, just be it. Let them see it. Because the biggest problem is culture. People are copying culture. So if the culture shifts to where all your men are respecting women, men are doing this, men are doing that, people are going to gravitate to the culture because culture has to change. It doesn't matter that a guy telling you, he's saying you should be this right here, but then if he go home, he treating his wife like this. Or he saying, hey man, don't cheat on them young girls now, do that. But then he got like 3 side bitches. You get what I'm saying? Because you could be a mentor and not, like how you said earlier, Caprice, you got people who do jobs, but they don't live it, right? And the number one thing, especially in the Black community, is the moment we see somebody not living what they talk about, everything about them and everything they try to represent gets destroyed because they weren't living it. So I say we need to stop talking so much and actually live it. Now, once you get to the point of living it, there's nothing wrong with you talking and spreading your truth about what you do. But when I think of mentorship, because I do mentorship and I've worked with people who teach and preach something like the younger people and they don't live it, to me, I think that's problematic because you're not living it. It's hypocritical.
Yeah, that's why when Kayla answered the question, she said, yes, they need mentors, but it has to be by the right people.
Yeah, I agree. I ain't knocking it out.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody answer this question? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next one, this question goes back to, I think Izzy and Caprice both said something about leadership. And one of the questions I had asked the fellas is, should the term leadership keep being tied to men?
No.
Like, when we hear leadership, should it keep being tied to men? Because naturally nowadays, when people say leadership, we're automatically associating that. Like, yo, man, leader. Man, he's a leader. Man, he's a leader. And like when I ask the question, if most people today aren't built for that, men,
they self-proclaim leaders.
To start putting that with a man. What y'all think about this? Caprice, we'll let you go first because you seem anxious.
These men are self-proclaimed leaders. Leaders don't determine themselves as leaders. It's the people that follow them that determines them as the leader. Everybody on the internet talking about, I'm a leader, I'm a man, I'm a leader. And leadership should not be associated with men because it's a lot of men that are destined to be followers and stay in their following position. So no, it should not be associated with just the gender.
Okay. Kayla, what you think? Should we allow this word leadership to be so tied into men today?
I said not necessarily men and men alone. Everyone can and should be a leader. I think that the best relationships have two people in a boat rowing together, not keeping score, but both committed to a common cause. Without that, the person working gets the short end. So I agree with Caprice. I don't think it should really be a gender thing.
That's kind of like saying it kind of turns into the whole reciprocation conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, love me some reciprocation.
But like I said in the beginning, like it's a man's world. So like ideally we're all going to have to look at a man as being the leader because women don't get to lead anything. I
got a question. Who said that? We always hear that, right? It's a man's world. It's a man's world. Now,
I don't know who said that, but it's the truth.
Now,
yeah. Me personally, I mean, it on the outside looking in, it could seem like it's a man's world, but men do everything for women.
But that's the thing, like it is a man's world because women do whatever a man says. Like it wouldn't be a man's world. Like, let's be for real. Like, no, we don't need a man nowadays to have a baby, but they need us to have a baby. Well, if you're doing it the right way. So it's like whatever we got going on is because we're giving it to them. We're allowing them to have it. So it's like, yes, there's women like us who are like, no, men don't run this, but there are a lot of women who are super submissive and will do anything for a man. So it's kind of like, what you won't do for me, another woman will. So it's like a man is always going to be, I mean, I don't agree with it. Like, I don't like it. I mean, I agree with it, but I don't like it. But it's a man's world. Like, I'm just philosophical. You got to be real with yourself. Like, I can't go through this world thinking that, oh, like, I'm a woman. And I mean, some women do feminists. I'm going to stand my ground. But it's just like, it's not realistic to me. It's like life is a game. You need to play your role, and you
Yeah.
can choose which route you take in that sense. But it's like it's a man's world. Like
yeah, definitely. I think a lot of women just don't understand the power that they have.
yeah,
So
agree.
they automatically default into this, like, I'm gonna do whatever he say. I'm gonna just try to get me a man, just any man. I just want a man. But it's like, if you look at it, men do everything for women. They want to get all this money for women. They want to go to the gym, get they body together for women. The career that they go for is to have women. Everything is about attracting a woman. And if women understand that men do everything for them, and they don't really have to give too much of themselves up too fast or however they want to do it, then they wouldn't necessarily have these problem with men. Even if the man be like, oh, if you don't do it, our next woman will. All right, well, go on. But it's a lot of women that feel like, oh, I got to keep him because I don't know if I'm going to get another one. And it's like, girl,
that's why it's man's world, because they know that, and they're running it. Like, they know that about us. So it's like they're always going to be one up. Like, because even if like we take this to like a job, like you can't one up a man at a job. Like, we all know that. Like, it's known they get paid more than us, no matter what it is we do. Like, it's just not realistic. Like, it's just not. It's just one of those conversations where it's just like, it's a man's world. Like, until a woman is running it and we can be like, oh, well, this man is listening to us. Look at the leaders, not just like 50 leaders and one woman, and she's like 80 years old about to die. Like, it's a thing. Like, men run this world, and until
I got a quick question.
Ever, I don't think it's gonna die.
I got a quick question. Well, two questions. The first question was, when you say you didn't need a man to have a baby, you talking about relationships, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, also
technically, a man has to play some type.
Also, in the sense of actually, like, a woman carries that baby. Like, a man don't.
No. I was just asking the part. I was like, a man has to play some role.
Yeah, he plays a role, but
yeah.
Nowadays, like, I can go have a baby without you.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, a man is gonna want to be, like, I don't know.
So I got a quick question. Do y'all think we need y'all think we need women leaders, more women leaders? Do y'all think the world, like in a lot of fields, things would be better if they were like to put a woman in place? You know how people are talking about women empowerment, you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff like that. But from y'all perspective, because I know women who say no and I know women who say yeah, but I want to hear from y'all. Do y'all think we actually need more women leaders?
No.
I'm gonna say it depends on what we talking about. I think when it comes to like rights about women, I think women should be making those things. Like, I don't think any men should be making laws that requires autonomy of our bodies or, you know, stuff like that. But when it comes to like all that war and all that other stuff, politics and all that, no, I don't think so.
So you're saying we don't need women for the things that really matter, just for the stuff that only affects other women.
Women and children. Yeah.
Okay.
And education. So
what do you think about that last question, Izzy? About
which
the more women leaders. I'm gonna come back to you about the original question too, about the leadership part. But
right.
Let's start there first.
I've been benched, guys. I've been benched. But
no, I got you, Izzy. I got you. So that go back to the original question. Should leadership be removed from when we automatically associated with men today? Like how we do. When they say leadership, we automatically think, man, should that be that?
I think I kind of went back and forth with this a little bit. I think it should be there. Because it's almost like, you know, a snake without its venom, or like, I don't know, like a shark without, like, you know, it's like a shark without it having to, like, you know, being able to hunt its prey. It's like you're an apex predator, but you're not reaching the potentials that your species, your kind reaches to. So I just feel like it should be there based off of that, because, like, you know, it's a standard that, you know, if it's not, the bar is not, I'm not saying it's like, you know, low or anything like that for you guys, but like it's set in a way where it's like, well, if you don't lead in like X, Y, and Z, it's like you're really kind of like a failure to thrive type of vibe going there. So I feel like, you know, for a man to be a leader, if you're literally looked at as a leader for just being a man, you know, a lot of guys do. You can like work out in the gym and like, you know, you're a man, you're a man all of a sudden, and like, you know, people look at you as a leader because you look like one, but you might not know, you know, how to like do all the things a leader does. So I feel like, you know, if you're able to like just have like there needs to be like a certain like bar for like leadership, but if you're able to reach that, then like
be a standard. You're just saying it just needs to be a standard.
Yeah.
Qualifications need to be there.
I'm not saying you have to be like president of the United States or anything, but you know, just be a good man, be a good husband if that's what you choose to do, be a good boyfriend, you know, pay your bills, pay your taxes, stay out of jail. I don't know.
All right. So the second question, do you think that do you think that it would be better off, or you will see a big change if we have more women leaders? Do you think we should have more women leaders?
I think we should have more women leaders where it makes sense. Well, first and foremost, definitely with like, you know, the whole productive system, we should definitely, for the love of God, just be able to lead in that, because that's kind of wrong. That's kind of messed up. Like, I just feel like it's kind of wrong and messed up that we have a whole nother like person that doesn't have to deal with, or a whole nother side that doesn't have to deal with the things that we deal with, saying that, or dictating what we should do with our bodies and things like that. So I think that's a little bit weird. So I think like leadership where it makes sense for everybody, which I believe it can be done, but like I think we're just trying to shed off the coats of the past of America, that like, you know, it's going to be a long way coming, but it can be possible to make leadership for both sides where it makes sense.
So wasn't it like, because I noticed you and Caprice both, y'all when y'all talk leadership, y'all just went straightly to when it like affects the woman's body. But I'm talking about like outside of just you. I'm talking about leading people. Like,
well, I meant especially that. I meant especially that. That's just weird. I just made that kind of like a side comment.
When it comes to your body,
right?
But what I'm talking about, like more leaders, like when it comes to leading groups of people, like when you start talking about like more women governors or mayors or presidents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even in the military, like more women stuff, like staff sergeants and stuff like that. I'm talking about like just like leadership roles, not only when it comes to your body. Because to be a leader, you're gonna have to end up leading both sexes. Like it can't be I'm only a leader if I'm only talking to women. Like I'm talking about like no, like a leader, like be the leader.
I mean, I know it should be done because I've seen it being done like across the board. Like, you know, ever since women were able to work, like, you know, we've been taking a lot of like leadership roles in general. So I think like, you know, we shouldn't put limitations on what we can and can't lead, but I think we should definitely start where it makes sense first and then go from there, you know, instead of just like, kind of just like, okay, here you go, be leaders now. It's like, you kind of have to like, you know, prep for shit like that, you know what I mean? And like, you know, just like test the boundaries, because people are, you know, when with being a leader, people are gonna blame you for everything that goes wrong, even though there's so many things that could have happened that wasn't even your fault. So you have to be prepared to take that responsibility. So I feel like, you know, as time progresses, I really hope that there's more women that step places into leadership in terms of like the government, but like leadership in just other places as well, honestly. So
do you think a lot of women are willing to take that, like that accountability of what you just said? Like even when something is not your fault and it's on the backs of others, do you think a lot of women are willing to actually accept that level of accountability? Like say you overserve people and you gave them a task and they fell short on their task, but you know, when you're a leader, the people you delegate things to still always reflect you. So even if I delegated a job to somebody else, if they fall short, that leader is still to blame. Even though that person falls short, you're the blame because you took on the role of the leader. So the leader is part of a leader's job is understanding that, when it goes left, it falls back on you, regardless of who you delegated it to.
And I think that, like, there again, like, I feel like only a true leader will be able to, like, take that responsibility, whether it's a man or a woman being the leader. I think in order to, like, be a true leader, you can't be like, well, it was this person's fault when shit goes left. You gotta kind of have to, like, take up for your team and own up to that. And I can't really speak to that effect on how women would act in terms of that type of role of leadership. But I do know I see a lot of, like, women leaders reflected in my family alone. So I think that it's really important. And I believe that, there will be a brighter future for women be able to take roles that, at least for the startmanship of everything, it makes sense, and then we can take off from there. Maybe we can start having, like, women military sergeants and things like that. I don't know. Like, or maybe there are, I don't really know. But you know what I mean? Like, just people I feel like the whole leadership of just needs to be a little bit diversified between man and woman. And then we can get into race and all that stuff. Just diversified in general. It just looks too much of the same people running things. And I think at the very least, we need to throw in, like, our woman gender in there a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, I only asked that last question. I threw that in for the red pill niggas that watch.
Oh God.
It should be a standard across the board for women and men. Whoever had them qualifications, it shouldn't depends on the sex. And then a lot of people like to associate women with lacking accountability when it's a lot of guys. I don't want to say niggas, but
that's why I had asked that follow-up question, because a lot of people do that.
Accountability, and some of them are in leadership positions. So, yeah.
That's why I had asked that follow-up question of, like, do you think women would be actually prepared to do it? That's why I said I threw that last one in there for the red pill niggas, because the red pill niggas always say, hey, ain't no women ain't want to be accountable. They ain't going to accept this right here, this. So that's why I threw that last part in there. I was like, yo, do y'all think, from a woman's perspective, y'all think that would a lot of women be willing to step up and take the accountability, even though it ain't your fault? Because, leadership comes with that. Like, you got to take the burden of whoever you lead in. It's just got to be what it got to be. All right, these next questions, right? I didn't ask these questions to the guys, but I wanted to hear from females, because it's something, especially this next one. This next one I pondered on, and I had my own viewings of it, and I don't hear too many guys give the credit to it the way that I think to it. But I want to hear, like, what women think when it comes to this. So my next question is simple: are men the reason for women's money expectations? Like, when they get into relationships, like, the reason women channel the concept of having to be able to have this money, are men responsible for this? Now, quickly before y'all answer, I was on the side, I think men are. But
yes,
I would say this ain't me, this is y'all. So that's the question: are men responsible? Because I know a lot of guys disagree with this. But are men responsible for the reasons women have these money expectations out of them? What y'all think? Caprice, since you was quick to answer, what you think? Break it down. Let the niggas understand why.
Men are definitely the reason why women have these expectations of money. Whether they personally told them to have these expectations, or because, they was raised by a single parent and they had, they lived in poverty because of that, and because a lot of niggas just be tricks. And if I'm used to niggas tricking on me, why would I be like, oh, I don't care about how much money he make? If you get somebody used to a certain type of lifestyle, if you ready to give up whatever you want to give up to get this woman, like, y'all need to check them niggas that be wanting to just spend all on it on the women. And then it's people that's raised with their fathers that give them this princess treatment, and even tell them, do not involve yourself with a man that don't got nothing for you or don't make this certain amount of money. It's men that do it too, and then turn around and have a problem with the women having these expectations when they father raised them like that.
You know what's funny? I remember I worked at a job some years back, and it was this guy. He was like the hustler type. So even though he was working there, he made a lot of extra money on the side. And he was talking about how he was dating this chick. I'm talking about this chick because this cat he wasn't from South Carolina. He was from up north, but he been down here for a while. And he was talking about how he was dating a chick, country chick too. I'm talking about like country. Because they be saying some of our towns be country. We like, nah, this ain't country. It get country here. But he was dating like a girl straight, like in the woods, like boondocks. And he was saying he was going to take her to this place. And we was having a conversation because there was a group of us as guys. We were sitting here like, why? Like, why are you taking her to those type of restaurants when you can go get that bitch a pizza? Like it was weird because it was like, yo, you are raising the bar for her to where she's going to start viewing all these guys looking at like when she come across, they supposed to have something when she don't even really care about stuff like that. But you're in, because one, he didn't want to be with a girl like that anyway. This was the problem. This was the problem that we were addressing. You don't want to be with her like that, but you're going to introduce her to all this fancy shit because he liked fancy. He was a fancy guy, so he liked to spend money. Like I said, he sold drugs, so he made it quick. But it was like, yo, when you get rid of her, all you did was make that girl more complicated for all the other niggas that come behind you because you ain't got to do. You could have took that chick to McDonald's, nigga, and she would have been happy. He was doing stuff, flaunting money. Like when I say she was country, like he would be like, yo, he would take her out to eat, and he would buy like the family food. He was like, yo, man, get your family. Yo, you want some chicken? You run the church, get your people.
Somebody that he don't want to be with. Yo,
yes, but he was one of the people who just like spending money. He liked the flex. You know how some people just like the flex? He just like the flex. That whole nigga, I got it. I can easily do that. And he would just throw the money, and we would sit there like, bro, why are you doing that though? She has no expectancy of this lifestyle that you're trying to put in front of her. But when you go to leave this chick, because I've noticed too, like with women, when they get a tier, they want everybody to meet that tier. It's never always levels that battle through. Because one thing I can say about
why would you wouldn't do that with anything else? Why is this like the bar that we have to say, oh, we have to go back and down depending on the situation?
No.
Like
I'm not
if you have a certain job, you have a certain tier, you're not gonna get less pay for like the same job or whatever have you.
Off of it, I'm saying that just because you do a situation one time doesn't mean that's your lifestyle now, though. Like one thing about men, right? If a man get a woman
how
that he thought
how long was it though?
Hold on now, let me finish the bill. So one thing about men is that if a guy get a guy which he's considered a diamond, she's a diamond in many people's eyes, he doesn't believe that that's all he gets now. He should only get dimes. He understands that this was a rare occasion. Damn, I was lucky. I got a dime. This happened. But he understands that you done had 20 bitches. Out of 20, one was a dime. He don't all of a sudden say, I only bag dimes now, bro. You see that last bitch I had? He doesn't take that mentality. He understands that was a one-off. A lot of times with women, it's not a one-off. When they get a tier, that's the standard now. That's where it gets confusing. Because she could have had 20 guys, only had one who could flex like that. But when she meet that one that flex like that, now every man that follows have to be able to flex like that. That's all I'm saying. That it becomes her tier now. Even though out of 20 guys, she only had one that could do it. That's now her standard when the other 19 couldn't. That's kind of crazy. Like how your standard become what one could do, not the other 19. That's all I'm saying.
Seems reasonable.
Well,
I just don't think
you say that thing about men, like men know it's just a one-off, but what's going on? Like how these men are setting their standards today? They know as far as the woman that they want. They was messing with, big women that was out of shape, women that have kids, all that. But now your standard is, she needs to be fit, feminine, and friendly. You was messing with big masculine mothers and all that.
But Caprice, you got to remember, man. Right now, you're running the association of the internet niggas. Most of these niggas, they was messing with big girls, and they're still messing with big girls. Most guys aren't into that fit stuff. That's not most guys, because most of these guys aren't fit. They ain't telling no woman she got to be fit when they fat as hell. They look like most of these guys. They look like they pregnant. They not telling women they have to be fit now. That's not most. That's the internet piece. The internet niggas saying fit, friendly, and all this other stuff. Like most of these guys like big women. They gonna continue liking big women, and that's how they gonna move. I mean, we being honest now. They not doing that. That's a lie. The guys like big girls. They like big girls, and they gonna keep liking big girls. They don't want slim girls.
I'm just saying, some of them get one of the women, and now that's the standard for them. Like that's what they want. And yeah, I agree with Izzy. Just because because the bar was raised, so now I'm supposed to put it back in hell. Like,
yeah, like what was that? Oh,
I experienced something. I know what I like. I know what I want now.
I'm capable of getting it. So then, why would I go back down?
But you can't expect that from someone who isn't on the same tier as the last person you were with. Like you. I mean, to be honest, like. Nobody should set a standard they can't give to another person. So like you can't be talking about I want my man to have money and you don't have no money or you don't work or you don't do anything to be, on the same tier in that sense.
See, I address it from the probability factor. Like, shouldn't they be a probability factor though? Like if I take 20 guys and one guy came out superior, your probability rate is extremely low now. That's why I'm asking the question. I'm going off probability, not because cause I get what Izzy's saying. She's like, "Hey, you gave me the experience," and how Capri said, "Oh, I like this treatment. Oh, I need him to have it." I get it. I understand it. I'm just approaching it from a probability realm, though. But if you got 20 and only one made it, that's not your realm now. Come on.
Well, you never. I feel like you just have to let life teach. Maybe those 19 were just like teaching you, not showing you your worth. You know what I mean? And then the 20th one came around, and you knew your worth, and now all of a sudden you're Beyonce. You upgrade. It's like upgrade me. At that point.
What you said is them 19 were warm ups. That 20th one, the game is on now. That's what you said.
Now you're catching up. You're catching up. Okay, catch up, mustard. Let's go.
Hey,
what I always say though is that I don't agree with when women have these unrealistic expectations. Like, of course, I'm not talking about if your man got to be making 300,000 and you only over here in 50 or 80,000. That's not what I'm talking about. I always say it needs to be a match. But it's a lot of men that say, oh, well, women should lower the bar as far as money. It shouldn't even be a match on that. And it's like, if I'm here, why would I go below what I'm at? And if I do meet a guy, the standard would be where I'm at. If I get, and that would be the probability for me. But
so I got a question. I got a question on what you said, Caprice. So when you say unrealistic expectations, right? Like women have it. I don't like the fact we going towards women. We're supposed to be talking about men, but I'm just following the conversation. So the expectation side, you said that the minimum should be at least base level to where you're at, which makes sense. Because you why would you, first of all, that man shouldn't be doing, well, see, that's kind of tricky. Because what if you a high earner? Like, what if you making a certain superior? So you mean so we're saying is that the man cannot go below the woman, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. They at least need to be in the same tax bracket.
I like that, Izzy. I like that. Izzy on that. Izzy say, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
They at least need to be in the same tax bracket. Like a person that's making $300,000 a year and $200,000, that's not really that big of a difference. I don't think it should be a big gap.
That's a big ass gap. That's a big gap. $100,000 is a big gap.
No, not after taxes and everything.
But think about it. A nigga making wait. Think about it though. But a person making 50,000 and then a person making 150,000. That's a big gap.
If living a certain lifestyle that she's taking care of herself, it wouldn't necessarily degrade if she get with a man that makes it $200,000. It wouldn't necessarily go down.
I was just attacking the part you said about that's not a big gap. I'm like, that is a big gap because if we use 50,000 as the minimum, and then the person making 150,000, that's a big gap.
It's a big gap as far as like money. It's not a big gap as far as lifestyle. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like a lifestyle could still be an upkeep, but it seemed like because a woman make a certain amount of money, because this man don't make it, her whole lifestyle has to downgrade. The probability of her meeting a man that makes a certain amount of money, it's like, well, then girl, don't get no man until you find that man, because if that's especially if that's a lifestyle you wanna live. So
no, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I said about.
Taylor, what you think about that
match?
When Capri said about the expectation about a man, he need the minimum is at least the expectation of her. Like he definitely can't be no lower than her now. What you think about that?
Yeah, I just feel like, how can you lead me if you beneath me? Like you can't add no value to me. I can do battle by myself.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, that's a slogan. How can you lead me if you beneath me? Yes.
No, seriously, you can't do nothing.
Speak on it. We're trying to let these people know.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
But then also it's like,
I love it.
It's all about who you're choosing to be with and deal with. Like you can't expect much from someone who don't do much. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So like if you meet someone and they never put in effort to do anything, like there's no way you think that they're gonna change for you in that sense. Like it's not.
So back to the original question. I think Izzy and Caprice answered it. Are men the reason for women's money's expectation? Kayla, it's on you. I don't think you answered this.
No, I didn't answer it. I
didn't answer this either, I don't think.
Oh, my bad, Izzy.
But anyways, sorry. Yeah.
I got you. My bad.
I
ain't trying to leave you out.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to say no.
See, I got Kayla thinking now, boy. See, this was this. I don't think this was a part of the plan.
No, like I don't think so.
I don't think I had this in there. Hold on, let me check. Nah, I gave this. Oh, nah, Kayla, you had prep time for this. Go ahead.
What?
I sent this to y'all. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Oh, you did. I think I said no, though. I said it shouldn't be. Nothing's more sexy than a woman that makes her own money. A man wants to assist his queen surpass her goals, like the extra as an award for that work she put in, recognizing how hard she has to work and the bulls she puts up with. He provides, but there is nothing wrong with independence.
So let's get, okay. Well, I'm gonna let Izzy go. Izzy, what you think? What you got?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Are men the reason for women's money expectations?
I mean, I wouldn't put that all on them. That's a lot. Like money, like I think
talk to us.
I think I don't think I wouldn't put that all on them. That's not fair to do. I mean, I think they're just really trying to what men try to do, they try to really like seal the deal with us. And especially like the high spenders, they really try to seal the deal and impress. And, you know, it's part of their ego too. So I think it plays on that. But I think we can both like hopefully can see that that's just what it is. You know, that's like in a bubble. You know, finances, you know, to us is really so much more. You can be comparing to your friends, comparing to like what your family thinks, you know, try to impress people. And I really think mainly it's mainly for the image, for both like what the man does and both like how women see finances in general. We have a certain image that we want people to see in us, whether we're dating someone else or whether, you know, how we are on our own. We just have a certain image of ourselves that money kind of creates like this like security for us. So I wouldn't really put that on just men. I would put that on multiple things, honestly.
So you made me want to ask a question, right?
But let me say
Oh,
something quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Because I agree with that to a certain point. I think I'm separated from like a woman being in a relationship and out of a relationship. I think her expectation as far as like a man in a relationship, I think that comes from the man. Because if we say like this man set the bar, he got me at this tier, and now I don't want to go back down, then it's because of that man that made you set that expectation now because he introduced you to something. So that's why I would say as far as like relationship based, as far as like personal, of course, women just like spending money, period. It like that's just what we do. I mean, most of our stuff is expensive anyway. But as far as like relationship, what we expect him to bring into the relationship, I think that comes from that man. That comes from men.
I mean, to an extent, yes, but it's not like men introduced me to money. You know, I know what good things and nice things look like with and without them. Whether they decide to give it to me is, you know, their prerogative, and whether I see myself as worthy of that. But I don't think like, you know, it's really to them to like introduce me to nice things when I know they exist. You know what I mean? And I know that it's out there. It's whether I want, if that's my goal to get it, that's the thing, you know? So I don't really think it's like on them because I know it's like something that's done. But like, I don't think that it's like I get what you mean. Like, I get what you mean. Like, you didn't really...
It's like if you compare yourself from dating a man that was like probably beneath you, and then you go to
right.
more than you, and
yeah,
you see the difference of what he can and cannot do with you, even if you got the money or not. It's just sometimes like just because we got the money don't always mean that we want to be the ones to spend the money.
And this is true too. This is very true too.
So, like, depending on how that man is coming with his money and stuff, that can set the bar for that woman. And it's like, oh, well, now I got introduced to this.
Okay, so yeah. So when you spin it like that, like, okay, then yeah, I would say in those cases, yes. So I'm like kind of like yes and no with it, but like now that Caprice like worded it like that, I'm kind of like, okay, I would probably go with that.
Izzy had said something that made me wanted to ask this question. It was around the consistency, right? So because Caprice was kind of pointing out some of that stuff too. So I'm gonna ask this question: do y'all find it disrespectful for a man to come into this relationship flexing with his money, and then all of a sudden there's a shift? Like, oh, I can't afford to do this or whatever. Man.
You know damn well that is absolutely ununacceptable. You should
be sued to the fullest extent of the law. Man,
no, that's disrespectful. No, and some men be trying to use the excuse like, oh, what if he loses his job? Okay, he should have a savings.
Cuff him, throw away the key,
back up to win
jail time. Full sentence.
It could keep us.
Wait.
No payout.
Like what? No.
Wait. I got a follow-up question.
Like no.
Put him in the penitentiary.
Hold on. Wait. I got a follow-up question. Now, what if the guy told you that I knew I couldn't afford the lifestyle, right? But I only did it because I thought you were so amazing of a woman. I just wanted to impress you.
So you're not an honest man. You're
a con artist. Con artist. Get out of here, you con artist. You scammer.
Wait. I gotta wait. That's my question. Can he not get like is there no, oh, that's cute, you tried to impress me? Like he don't get no grace just for that?
Maybe back in the day. Not in my ripe age. I don't think so.
Y'all ain't even gonna let him slide with that. It's just straight up, nah, nigga. If you know you couldn't do it,
deal breaker for me. That's a deal breaker.
Because you're lying. That's not.
Yeah.
You started off this relationship in dishonesty. Like no,
impress me. Like this isn't impressing me. Like if you want to impress me,
y'all ain't gonna think that was cute.
No.
What's cute about a lie?
Yeah.
What is so cute about not the truth?
You know what? I like that though, because that tells fellas something. Hey, Bo, all that tell these niggas, hey, bro, when you want to play the hard flex, nigga, don't waste your time flexing. Just be honest and be who you are.
Especially if you can't keep
How
up.
about you flex if what you got with? Let's start there. Flex with what you got.
Yeah,
Flex
don't
with
flex
what
if
you got. Like, oh girl, I can't take you to no Ruth Chris, but I can take you to Red Lobster. You better flex what you can do, not what you can't do. Don't be over here maxing out your credit cards and all of that and trying
So I can weigh out my options.
I'm not helping you. What if I
I ain't helping you with the credit card.
I love it.
I'm not helping you now. Like, if I did take you serious, now we're gonna be in a financial crisis because you got all these debt trying to keep up. No.
See, the reason why I keep saying I love it because I believe like this. I always say like, I believe in like naturally connecting with people. So I always say this: if I'm a person that say I love to eat at Wendy's, I'm not gonna take you to places that I normally don't go. Like if I normally eat here, I'm gonna take you to where I normally go. Like if I don't go to Ruth Chris, I'm not gonna go to Ruth Chris because you like just to impress you. Like no, I'm just gonna go to where I go. Like I like Logan's Roadhouse. I like Logan's. I can afford the hell out of some Logans. So it's like, I'm going to take you to where I can go. Like, I like this restaurant. I love the way they prepare my steak. I love the way they do my mashed potatoes. So to me, it's like, yo, I like the way they steam my broccoli. They steam it perfectly the way that I like it. It ain't too crunchy. It's like right in the middle. It ain't too soft. You get what I'm saying? So I agree with y'all. Like, I think men should keep like when they're trying to get women, should keep it aligned to what you're normally doing.
Right, and you know what
I do think you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's why I'm laughing.
You know what that shows? That shows that you're disciplined. That shows that it don't matter what women you get interacted with, you're not gonna go above your means. You disciplined, because a lot of people think because you got expensive stuff and you could go all these places that you financially stable. No, you could be racked up in debt trying to do all this stuff and not be financially stable. Now, if I deal with a dude that just want to go to Red Lobster every Friday or whatever, but he got banked, like I don't care about going to Red Lobster because I know we're gonna be good. Like, no, he's financially stable. His credit is up. He good. No, I'm not. No, that whole flexing thing. First of all, a lot of men get themselves into bad situations doing that because you're a lick. And that's what you're going to use. I'm not going to take you serious if you coming to me flexing. No.
So let me ask y'all a question, because since all y'all had the same standpoint of it, how would y'all tell that to the guy, right? Like, say that we're going to run a scenario. Say it was a guy, he played the flex, right? And it was literally off what I said. He was like, yo, I wanted to impress you. That's why I did this. I want y'all to tell me, as y'all individuals, like each one of y'all, if I'm the guy and I'm talking to you and I'm like, yo, listen, I can't live it like that. I just wanted to impress you. I thought you was an amazing woman. And I just wanted to get to you. I want each one of y'all, I'm gonna play the role. I'm gonna be that guy. I want y'all to tell it to me how y'all would tell it to that guy who tried that flex, right? So when I go to each one of y'all, I'm gonna do the same scenario. So, all right. Izzy look like she's just ready to go off. I'm gonna wait up and say, like Izzy look like she gonna be funny. I'm gonna start with Kayla. So Kayla, if I was that guy and I was like, you know what, Kayla, I really can't afford this lifestyle, but I thought you was an amazing woman, so I tried to impress you. That's the only reason why I was spending like that. I want you to go from right there. Tell me about myself. Tell me where I went wrong. How do you react to that?
I would first ask, why would you think that would impress me? Like, don't send your representative. Nobody wants the representative. Like, you can only fake for so long. And then on top of that, like, you're broke. So now it's kind of like, this conversation is like really throwing me off because like you're a liar and you're broke. And I just gave you my time. And where do we go from here? It's kind of just like, and then it's like everything you've ever said to me is officially a lie. And it's kind of like, you just need to get out of my face. Cause I don't like, that's the thing with me, like light switch, like you do something that is just unacceptable. Like that's unacceptable to me, because if I came to you and I was like, oh yeah, like I had some shit going on. And then like, I come to you one day and I'm like, yo, listen, like I'm not who I say I am. You're going to look at me like, so who are you? And then from that point forward, everything's going to be a lie. It's just going to be, it's going to be natural, but I'm naturally like what the hell? Like, nah. So my response isn't going to be nice. And that's another thing. Like, you can't be playing with people like that. Like you just can't. You don't know what type of woman you're about to interact with who's actually believing the lies you tell her, and you just sold her a bunch of dreams, and now you telling her you're not who you say you are. No. I'm just gonna ask you to leave for real.
That's like a women hiding her child because she knows.
Oh, you know what? Okay. Oh, wait.
She know this man said he don't want to mess with no single mothers, but she hid it, and now she like, oh, I just hid it because I just wanted to impress you, but you love me, right? So it shouldn't matter. You would love my child too. Like, yeah, it's the same thing when it comes to men flexing like that. So you in my scenario.
So Caprice, we're gonna treat it the same way. If I was a guy, I'm trying. If I was a guy, if I was trying to impress you, I put the flex on, fancy restaurant, all this other stuff like that. Boom, and then I get to a point. It was like, yo, you know what, man? I can't really live like this, man. I just thought you was an amazing woman. I just really wanted to impress you. I want you to go from right there. And how you respond to that? Go ahead, talk to me.
First, I would ask, like, what makes you think, like, I needed this extravagant stuff, like, depending on what he doing, if he can't afford it. And then it would be like, that's cool, whatever, but I'm cool on you because now you a liar. So it was nice getting to know you, but that's the end.
And I would give him some advice to not do that to the next girl because nobody wants to deal with that. Like, no one wants someone who's not themselves.
But that's, you know what, that's interesting though. And I like that part of it though, because most guys do the flexing, but remember too now, it also goes back to like in the beginning when I was asking the question like what is a man? Like, well, no, not what is the man, but where do men learn where are men learning how to be men from? And like a lot of y'all say, it was media, right? So a lot of people are only pushing the idea of what they think people want. And that's the point that I was making when I was saying about the actors. You got a lot of guys who are trying to tell people, no, you need to lead with this and lead with money and all this other stuff like that, showing that you're able to provide or whatever may have you. But then you getting guys who are hearing this message and they can't do it. So you can't keep up with that. You can't run with them Joneses. You get what I'm saying? So now that guy is putting himself in a predicament where he might not he don't realize it clearly. He don't realize that all he doing is setting himself up for a woman who's not about to respect you now because you literally failed. Like,
humble.
Both of y'all both said it. The first question y'all said was, why you assume this was about to be like that?
Yeah, why?
I think that's important.
And then if you was gonna start off like that, depending on how long before you told me that it was a lie, you should have got your shit together and made sure that you was able to afford what we was doing. Because then you could have been like, you know, at first I wasn't able to afford this, but I had got, so it'll be the lie. It would still be like you lied, but it's like I see your effort, your work ethic that you was able to get to where you wanted to be at to be able to do these things, but you ain't have to do that. But you saying that you can't afford it no more and you broke. Oh no.
All the wrong words.
So wait. So we know we talking about culture, right? So y'all know today in our community, we got a cliche phrase, and we love to say it. I disagree with this phrase, but we love to say it. Well, and it's a phrase called "fake it until you make it." So what it sounds like what y'all telling me is
that's different.
But that's what he. But wait, Kayla. That's literally what he was doing.
But you're not gonna make it when that's the thing. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, that's the thing. You're faking it because like you might make it, but you're not gonna make it if you tell a girl that you ain't who you say you are. Especially when it comes to like the higher end things, because like a girl's gonna think like, dang, like I finally got a good man. He can actually take care of me, and then like we can't go where anymore. You don't have this. Like that's unsettling.
Right, and then the probability, like I say it being funny, like you should have got it through the lie, but it's like the probability of you really getting to that in the time frame that you would have told me, I mean, I would have probably starting to see shit was slowing down and questions like, what's going on? Why we not doing this no more? And you having all these excuses, even if you ain't come tell me, the lie is going to reveal itself. So, like, no.
So, but it's like
the probability of faking it till you make it is very low.
Now,
you're not gonna make it.
I agree with the concept, right? Because I always said though, the fake it till you make it lifestyle never amounted to shit. Because I never understood what the faking actually does for you. Like, faking it does what? Like, okay, you faking it, but until you get it, it's just faking it. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I always say, the fake it to make it to that fake it till you make it lifestyle don't amount to shit. But it's funny because that is a cliche saying that we have in the Black community. And technically, kind of going against Kayla's point, that's the lifestyle what a lot of people do. So even though he don't have it, because he's not looking at it from the perspective of actually what will make the relationship. He's going at it the same way people do when they say fake it to make it about their own personal lifestyle. Now, the problem with this mentality is it's going to affect the relationship. So what you're saying is correct. It's going to destroy the relationship. But most guys aren't looking at it like that. He's looking at it from the point of view like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm faking it like I got the money like that. But he might actually be trying to get the money. Now, I don't know the decisions the guy might be making or whether he's going to actually land it.
Actions.
It's part of what we say.
He's going to get to it.
You know what I'm saying? It's part of it.
And then it's like, if you plan on getting there, why you got to fake it in the first place? You could just be like, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm trying to go. And it's up to the women to be able to decipher to see if you actually, making milestones until you get there. But it's like, no, just be real. Be real till you make it.
Okay. See, I don't want to dive into that point because one of my questions in the next show we're going to do around work ethic is around that concept that I got. I got a question that's around that, but I want to wait till we get to that to really dive into that concept because that was something that my bad, I ain't even see Izzy jump back up down here. Good. I was just about to move on.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened to my computer.
You all right, Izzy. So, Izzy, we were dealing with... what the hell? What was we dealing with?
You was gonna ask
no. I got it. I was going through the scenarios, right? And I was like, I was the guy. So I did the same thing with Kayla and Caprice. So I'm the guy. I'm like, yo, so I've been whining and dining you easy. I'm showing you all this other stuff. Girl, we eat in a fancy restaurant, all this other stuff like that. And then I finally come to you and I say, you know what, Izzy, I ain't really got it like that, man. But I thought you was an amazing woman, man. I just really wanted to impress you. I want you to approach it now. Dress it now. What are you going to tell me? Like, how you going to correct me and get me back on the path? I want you to go ahead and give it to me straight, Izzy. What you going to tell me after I tell you this?
I will tell you to lose my number and never call me again.
Hey, she had less words. She didn't even want to hear the why.
Wait. So it's completely over now, Izzy?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that.
But Izzy, I tried to impress you.
I don't care what you were trying to do. Impress me now. Where's the money now? What's up?
You talking like that would have been like, I'd have just walked away and got it. I'm trying to impress you.
And the thing is, I hate that because this is what this does. It pins me to be the bad guy because I'm standing up for myself. I know my rights. You get to lie, but it's to impress me. It's to impress me. So now I have to be the bad guy and break this off. Well, consider it broken. Right. Consider it broken then. And I'm fine with that. I'll be the bad guy. I don't care. Don't waste my time again. And this will teach you that lesson to not waste anybody else's time again.
Yo, Izzy said, I know my rights.
Don't get it twisted.
I love it, yo. Izzy said she didn't even play around that shit.
I don't like that shit, bro.
Oh man, damn! What we were just talking about before Izzy jumped back on that we was making a point to.
Is it?
I wanted to ask her the question into it. Damn, Capri, what were we just talking about? Damn, what was we just addressing? I wanted to throw it to Izzy too on that.
I think you said worth ethic.
Yeah, but it was something that we was literally just talking
Faking
about.
it till you make it.
Oh, there you go. So easy. So I brought up the concept, right? I was like, you know,
Mhm.
in the Black community, we got these cliches. You know, we got these cliches we always say all the time. But shit, we kind of already know how easy gonna go with this. But if you know how the Black community always say, yo, you know, fake it till you make it, right? He kind of did that. He was faking it. We don't know if he really made it or not. But
He did.
most of the time, when niggas say fake it till they make it, they don't know.
He didn't make it. That's why
He didn't make it. He didn't make it. He
So
didn't make it. He got
shoot
caught.
him.
He got caught red-handed. He did not make it.
Like trying to rob a bank. He wasn't successful.
Nah, the cops were gonna meet him on his way out. Like, you know, you did not know.
They was waiting on him at the door.
They were waiting on him at the door, man.
He didn't even made it out the building.
Got his cell number and everything. Nah,
Right.
because I'm not even gonna get into all the nitty gritties, but no, and just no, and hell no.
Mhm.
All right. All right, I got two more questions for y'all, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. This was a question that, you know, when I sit back and I ponder, like, you know, because when I be, you know, because I do YouTube, I kind of glimpse at a lot of what people do in this YouTube space, and Capri's gonna know where I'm going with this. And you always hear people push this role, and they always saying that women should be submissive, women should be submissive, women should be submissive. But we're talking about men. So my question was, should men be more submissive in these relationships? Should men be more submissive in these relationships? Kayla look like she thinking. Caprice look more anxious. She got the hands together.
He got the Birdman hands.
Yeah, she got the Birdman looking like, oh, I can't wait to tell these niggas about submitting to a bitch.
No.
That's like how she's looking. I can't wait to tell these niggas, you better submit. All right, Caprice, we're gonna go with you. What you think, Caprice? Should men be more submissive, in your opinion, your optician?
I think a lot of people confuse what submission actually is. In relationships, thrive when there's an equal exchange of submission. The man should submit to the relationship. He should do everything in his power to uplift this relationship, be the leader of this relationship, and a woman should submit under his leadership. But he definitely should also submit to his women in different things. You know, she's better at something that he's not good at. Even in the bedroom, he should submit. Definitely, and it's like a form of reciprocation when you submit to each other. So yes, definitely.
I agree.
Kayla, what you think? Should men be more
I don't
submissive?
know. I'm such an old head when it comes to this type of stuff. Like once you want a man to be it's like women want something, and once you get it, you don't want that. Like because once he starts being submissive, you're gonna be like, damn, this nigga's soft, or like he's this or he's that. Like there's a huge line. Like I don't want my man to be submissive because I need you to lead me in some areas of my life. Like I don't want you, but that's just me. I don't want him to be submissive to me. But also, like, it's not even going to be me being submissive to you. It's just like you said, Caprice, equal. Like what we're doing, we set boundaries and we make sure we don't cross each other's boundaries. Like there's no need to be submissive in any extent. Just treat me right. I don't like this. Don't do this, and vice versa. That's all it is.
So you don't believe in the picking and choosing, like when it comes to submissiveness.
No.
Like, we need to be submissive here and all this other stuff. Like, okay.
No, I just don't. I like when I say like I'm such an old head. Like I feel like a man should be doing a lot of things where he like there's no need for the word submissive to be involved, because it's like a man's gonna get it done. I don't need to do X, Y, and Z, and I don't want my man to be submissive for me. I don't know, that just makes me cringe. I don't know why. I don't like that.
Right. I would say that a man doing whatever he's supposed to be doing for that relationship, that's a form of submission. He's submitting to that relationship. That's what I mean about submission. I'm not saying like be submissive as like a woman would be submissive to a man. He's submitting to that relationship, that he's making sure that whoever goes down, he's taking lead. He's making sure he's the provider. He's doing all this. He's submitting to that relationship.
But that just comes with being a man. Like that's what a man should do. Like it's like
So
that's
what you're
why
saying is you don't view that as you don't view that. What you're saying is you don't view that as being submissive. You just
no,
view that
I
as
just feel like that's what the hell you
role.
need to do. Like
So Caprice is looking at it more so like it's a give and take. So you are giving because
but that's the thing. Once you put it out there as a give and take, then that's why people don't want to be submissive. Like you're putting like a title or like a word on what you should be when it should just be a part of the relationship. And I also feel like that's why a lot of relationships don't work, because it's just the clear boundary of what is expected out of the relationship. You know, I'm just big on you set the boundaries and we work on it from there. I don't see no submission from either side.
That's pretty interesting. I like that. Izzy, what you think, man? Should men be more submissive? You gonna tell them to bow down, kiss the queen feet? What you talking about? You be kind of you kind of rough on them. What you gonna tell them?
No, I'm just playing. So honestly, I kind of like what Capri said about like, basically kind of like submitting to the relationship. I feel like this is the way I do things. Like, I just don't like the whole like, well, I'm a man and men don't do this, or like, oh, well, women don't do that. Like, I just feel like, honestly, if you actually really mess with each other, there's going to be equal submission on both sides.
Regardless.
No matter how you want to play it, no matter how the gender roles, like, I just feel like, you want to see that person win, you know what I mean? So that person's gonna, pick what shade lipstick looks best on you, or you're gonna hand him the wrench while he's fixing the brakes, or whatever role that has a distinct gender on it. You're gonna help aid that person, and by helping wanting to aid that person, you're gonna have to naturally submit to something that you naturally wouldn't do unless it was for that person. So I just feel like there's like a natural like submission. I just feel like the whole like women need to be submissive. I don't know. When I hear that phrase, it just makes me want to like, I don't know, like glue my vagina shut whenever like people like say that shit. It's just like, it just gives me the ick. It gives me the ick. It makes me want to throw my computer. It makes me want to toss my iPhone. It just literally, I just can't stand that. There's like certain things on the internet I just cannot stand to hear. It literally it drives me insane. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's like a natural submission when you actually really mess with that person in the relationship. So yeah,
that make her want to glue her vagina shut when she hear a motherfucker tell her.
It definitely have a negative connotation, but a man marrying a woman is a form of submission. You submitting to this one woman. You submitting.
Right.
This is who you gonna be with. It just have a negative connotation, and then it's more so geared towards women when you think of submission. When a lot of men submit in their relationships anyway. That whole old school saying of happy wife, happy life, you're submitting if you go by that kind of thing. I mean, I don't believe in that per se. I think happy spouse, happy house. But a lot of men submit anyway. Oh, I can't go out because my girl gonna be upset. Like, some people submit in the worst ways possible. They don't understand the healthy way of submitting. But to say that men don't submit, they submit toxically. But
she said toxically.
The healthy ways, no. Like actually submitting to the relationship, being respectful to the relationship, making sure this relationship stay afloat, making sure you taking care of this relationship. That's a form of submission for me.
Okay, we'll attack that. So the last question I had sent y'all, and I want y'all to get y'all perspective on this, because I know we always had these conversations. We talk about leadership when it comes to men and all this other stuff like that. But I want to attack, and shout out to my boy Kev, man, from Kevin's perspective. I want to attack. He did a show and he was talking about followership and the values of followership, right? And I'm not saying that a man has to be able to follow, but I think there's a great power when we're talking about listening, right? So my question is, in y'all opinions, and why don't y'all think men want to listen? especially when it comes to women? Why don't men want to hear women out? Is it, do they think they inferior or whatever may have you? But why don't men want to listen to women? Caleb, start with you.
Why don't men want to listen?
Or if you believe that men are out here listening, I mean, you can go the other way. Say like you don't even think that you see it.
I think that men don't listen, one, because, I mean, it all depends on what you're talking about too, but most of the time it's action-based. Like, you can sit there and tell a man a bunch of things, but if you're not actually going to do it, like, they're not going to listen. But also, it's just simply like, it's a man's world. They don't care about what we think or how we feel, like, unless it's some beneficial in some type of way to them. Like, it needs to make sense to them. Other than that, I just feel like they're not going to listen to us, because how many times do we have to tell them to be honest, to treat us right? Like, we have social media now where they tell you exactly what type of person people want. Like, people don't listen. Like, they're just not going to listen. Like, if a guy wants to listen to you, he's going to listen, and it's going to show because actions. But other than that, I highly doubt it. It's a respect thing at the end of the day. If he don't listen to you, he don't really respect you. Then again, like I said, it depends on the topic. If you're talking about like why you left toothpaste in the sink type of shit, over like why you did this, like it all depends on the seriousness. But I don't really think men listen.
Okay. Easy. What you think, man? Why men don't want to listen? Or if you think they are listening, you know what I'm saying? You let me know. Why aren't men listening, man? What you think?
Well, I don't think you can listen if you don't know how to hone in on like what is the best communication methods. I feel like, well, I only have brothers, right? I don't have any sisters or anything. So like I kind of, and they all have different personalities. And you know, I've been able to kind of like see the response versus like, my mom, my aunts, my uncles, like versus my dad and everybody. And I feel like the reason why they don't listen, because I'm gonna choose that. So that's the side I'm gonna lead upon, is because they kind of don't have to. I mean, they don't really get punishment unless I guess it's with the law. I mean, sure. But in terms of like with us, it's like there's like this like she's not gonna do this, or she's not gonna like she's not gonna break up with me even though like she told me not to do this. And I think they don't listen is because us as women, we say, oh, you better not do this or it's over. They do it, it's not over, plot twist. So it's like, they don't listen based on like our actions, kind of like, what was being boiled down with what Kayla said, actions will really cause people to like listen or not listen. If you're choosing to say something, they do it, they call your bluff, and they don't listen, and you say you're gonna do something, you don't do it, then it's like you're showing them that they don't have to listen to you. It's like this like note in there. It's like you're teaching them how to treat you essentially, and unfortunately for us, women by the multitudes do this. It's not just like one specific. This is like kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like in our nature in a way, which I am trying to fight against. So, wish me luck, guys, out here in these fields, in these streets. But I really think that it's because like we kind of teach men how to like respond to us. So, yeah.
Okay. Caprice, man, what you think, man? Why these men don't listen? Or if you think they do listen, what you got, man?
I honestly think that most men, not or maybe even all, are born with ADD.
Hey,
ADD.
They lack attention, they easily distracted, and they poor with memory. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's something.
So basically, you saying they got a lot of slow moments.
It's something in their brain. When a woman start talking, they can't process it. It's just like want going on, and it's just I don't.
No, but if I could tell someone's doing that to me, I'm just like, you know what, me too, and walk away. You're like, I can't waste my breath with people like that.
That's really a disorder, though. They don't understand.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
They don't even understand what's going on. They not purposely doing
it. Is not their fault.
Wait a minute. Now, Capri, you can't be on here just diagnosing people now. You can't issue out a whole diagnosis now. Come on.
I'm telling you, you know, they coming up with all these people on the spectrum this way, that way. Yeah, I think men's brain is just don't process properly. Something is just something not connecting in their brain. And then I do think it's just like a lot of men grow up with other men telling them, "Oh, she just talking," or "Don't listen to that woman." It's almost like a generational thing too. Like, "Oh, women always fussing," or now they call us emotional, or you just being emotional and try to chop it up to that instead of actually listen. Then a lot of us lack communication styles, so that's another thing too. On top of them being ADD, it's like it's a struggle for them. Like, it's almost sad in the case.
Y'all just stupid. That's why y'all don't listen. Moral of the story.
All right. So before we get up out of here, I got a little quick pop-up question I was just curious about, right? And I'm gonna ask y'all the question. I'm gonna ask y'all the question, then I'm gonna follow with a why. And it's about insecurity. Is an insecure man terrifying to a woman?
Hell yeah.
And why?
Sure is.
Definitely. An insecure man is bound to do anything. You can't minimize what that man would do. No.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? Like, they will really do anything. Like, it's actually kind of scary. Like, they use that insecurity as a weapon, and who'd even thought you could even do that? Really, it's like, please get away from me.
So for people who listening, because people might not know what people are calling this, I think people need to can y'all and this goes to everybody, so y'all can just chime in however y'all want to. I don't have to go around. Can y'all tell I'll say us, what these insecurities actually are that y'all speaking to? Because sometimes when people use a term, they be so general, and sometimes people don't know what you're actually calling an insecurity. So can y'all tell us what these insecurities that y'all are speaking to, as far as like of a man? Like, what are these insecurities?
I mean, it can be a financial insecurity. It could be a bedroom insecurity. It could be personal, like, I don't know, like some people, like, how should I say this? Like, just to say, if a girl or a guy starts dating a girl and her family's like picture perfect and then theirs isn't picture perfect, so now they're like insecure about bringing you around, like, it could,
yeah.
And that's the thing, like, it's scary because now I understand why Izzy and Chris are saying they'll do anything, because they're so insecure, and it's not ideal for a man to be insecure. It's almost like you're viewed as being weak or the B word, it's like you don't really hear guys being insecure. And if they are, we don't know, because they have too much pride to actually like say, I'm insecure about this.
All y'all on the same page with that? Y'all ain't.
I mean, I just have a really specific situation that happened with insecurity that like really haunts me to this day. So that's how I know they'll do anything, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, all of that, and just like, if you would attractive women, why would you not expect men to like hit on?
That's
her?
A big one. That's
and
definitely
yeah. Oh, so now you got niggas hitting on you. How do I?
Yeah, just like you did. Just like you did.
You knew
What's
what it
up?
was when you got me. You didn't you hit on me? I'm not understanding. Do you want me to be ugly? Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand it. I think
So
it's
basically it just boils down to confidence, really. Like he just has to have the confidence and the awareness to understand what's going on. And if he don't have that understanding and the confidence, it's like, yo, nigga, you weak, I guess. That's basically what y'all saying, right?
yeah, have confidence in your lack of financial ability. Have
wait. What that looks like? What is confidence in a lack of financial? Because that sounds like fake it till you make it shit.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I was just saying, if you know you lacking in finances, instead of you being insecure about it, just be like, this is where I'm at, but I'm trying to go here. Like I ain't gonna. This don't determine who I am.
Yeah, the complete lie. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Don't do the complete lie.
It and all of that. And then what was the other one? You said financial
bedroom.
Bedroom. Yeah. If you know you're not good at something, tell me you're not good so I can teach you what works for me. All right.
Wait. So that's interesting, right? And I'm gonna just ask general, right? Do y'all think most women are willing to teach men in that area when it comes to the bedroom? Because sometimes a lot of women, I heard women say they don't mind, but I also hear women say too, if you just fail, nigga, you fucked up your chance, nigga. You ain't gonna get a second one. So not y'all personally, but in general, do y'all think most women are actually willing to teach a man when it comes to bedroom stuff?
If she like him enough, yeah.
If she like him enough. Now, if she don't really like him like that, and then the sex is bad too, is like, nah, you just cross it all off the board. Like, but I do think like men need to be confident in where they lack at in the bedroom and just come up with different other ways to make up for what they lack. And then as far as like what was the other thing I said? Confident in like your family. If I don't personally judge somebody by how they family are, like, because you cannot associate me with my family because we are
real niggas in our family now.
Really, my family and I are very opposite. Like, we don't, yeah. And then as far as like, the attraction of the women, you should be confident and be happy that you have an attractive women. It should, honestly, for me, it's a term of endearment when women find my man attractive or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm not with no ugly person. Now, if nobody not trying to hit on him,
you're ready to tell on each other.
Now, if nobody is not trying to hit on you or find you attractive, now, I mean, that could be an insecurity for me. What is going on? But yeah.
Okay. So before we get out of here, I want y'all to give a message, right? If y'all could tell the men what they need to step up on, I just want y'all to give it real quick, man. Tell the men what they need to step up on to be better men. We're gonna go Izzy, Kayla, and then Caprice. Go ahead, go.
Oh, me first? What it is to be a better man, you said?
What they need to work on, yeah.
Well, for starters, work on your finances, work on being a leader, work on your mom issues or your family issues in general. And overall, just, have a great attitude, just work on yourself. Just whatever this is that we're dealing with right now, I'm going to have to take it away, throw it in the garbage, and we're just going to have to start something fresh and new because this is just not it. But yeah, those tips should get you far, though.
Okay. Caprice, yo, what's the tips, man? What kind of tips you got from men, man? What advice you would give as a woman? Like, what men you probably might need to do a little better as a man? What you got?
They need to work on their work ethic / financial responsibility, ability, stableness, whatever, however you want to put it. They need to work on their confidence. They need to work on their honesty.
You said,
They need to work on their what they call it, emotional stability. They need to work on their leadership skills. They need to work on.
Man, Caprice about to write a book.
Nah, I'm gonna just leave it. I'm just leave it there because I could go for a couple of more, but those are the main things. Just work on your work ethic, your finances. Is really everybody don't want no entrepreneur like.
Don't be broke. Don't be broke.
Don't be broke. Do not be broke.
Don't be broke.
If you don't take one thing off of this message, take this off the brain. Do not be broke. Do not be broke. We're sick of y'all, okay? We're sick of y'all being broke.
Yeah, just because you make a lot of money don't mean you keep it. You need savings, savings, 401ks, and your credits, and your credit up and all that. So yeah.
Kayla, what would be some advice you would give to these fellas out here? Come on, Kayla, what you got for them?
Absolutely do not fake it till you make it.
Honey, no.
Us how you want to be treated.
Okay. Golden rule.
Yes, golden rule. And yeah, that money talk is serious. Like, you just can't be broke these days. Like, females don't want that. We don't. Like, that is a deal breaker for, I'm pretty sure, like 90% of the women. Like, and the other 10% is probably women who were with someone since high school or like elementary school and they're holding it down. But like the rest of us, no. And no, you don't got to be a millionaire, but you need to be working towards something. Like, Bill Gates didn't become a millionaire overnight. Like, you need to have goals.
Hustle hard, baby. Hustle hard.
And don't be making no babies if you're not going to take care of them, period.
Yeah.
Encore. Yes. Yes. Acceptance speech, please.
Oh my God.
Wow, that is one.
Well, the ladies made it very clear. I think I put that in the comment section. Y'all niggas
have some self-respect. Stop just having sex with anyone.
Thank you. Yes.
Self-respect. Carry yourself as a prized possession. Don't just be sticking your thing into any and everything.
You know what's funny? You said that. I'm gonna do a show about the prize talk, and the reason why I'm gonna do a show about the prize talk because when me and the family was together yesterday, they were really like. I said they because I wasn't participating this time, but they was like really arguing about like 50-50 relationships and the prize talk. So I want to do a show diving specifically on that because that was pretty interesting when I'm hearing everybody go into it. And of course, my brother Josh was spearheading that shit. So I was like, you know what? This is interesting. I want to do a show because it was funny because they was like really at it. Like it was funny. I wish, we was in a bar. I wish I could have just recorded that shit, man. That shit was like interesting. But I'm definitely going to do a show on that. I like that. The whole prize talk and all that other stuff. Because I got my own opinions and thoughts when it comes to that too. But we're going to dive into that too. We're going to get into that concept. I like that. I think that needs to be breaking down a little better. And people need to understand why people are proclaiming themselves as prize and what this means and what the value looks like. We're going to definitely do that. I like that concept. We're going to do that.
Yeah, stop saying women are not the prize and you just sticking your thing in anything. You ain't the prize either. So
sure ain't.
Interesting.
Telling women ain't no prize. So you the prize and you just out here just doing whatever. So you the prize. If that's the standard of prize, I don't want to be that.
Okay. That's pretty good. All right, y'all. I mean, we have gotten to the end of this thing. That wasn't too painful. Where we at? About an hour and 49. We did too bad. That's pretty average for us. So I guess y'all run y'all plugs, let the people know where they can find you, and then we can go ahead and get about this thing. Izzy, the genius, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
Well, I know, guys. You guys want to know my handle, and I will tell you. But first, I want to say it is Leo season. So I'm going to need you to put that pride aside and hit the follow button at your girl, Izzy Ojo 94. Okay? Period.
Okay. Caprice, man.
That was fire. I don't care. That was fire. I don't give a fuck.
Izzy, you ain't did what you did on the last show. You know how you buttered up the last time with me and you and Chef Joe was on?
Yeah, that was.
It ended like how the last one though.
These things have personalities of their own. I just come up with whatever.
I feel you. Hey, let it flow naturally. I got you. Caprice, let the people know where they can find you and what you got going on.
You would not be able to find me. I'm not easily accessible.
All right. Capri said you ain't got no access to her, man. You want to catch them words of wisdoms and that pressure that she brings, you just got to catch her on humble beginnings. It's very straightforward. Kayla, our first timer. What's up, Kayla? If you want to run your plug, let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on.
You can find me right here because my location is also
Oh wow.
Her location is off, so you got to look for her if you plan on seeing her. All right. Well, hey, that was a good one, man. I enjoyed that, man. I think that was pretty.
This was actually your best show. So congratulations to you.
That sounds so typical of Caprice to do that, but okay, cool. We run with that. Caprice said this was the best show going. This was the best episode yet. All right, y'all. Till next time, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Bye.